Oh, hi there, it's Mona Loy. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, depending on which part of the world you're listening into. I got a video today, and it's an old video. It came out in 2010, but it kind of shook me a little bit. I don't know if you've heard about the Florida police constable. He instructed his officers to deliberately frame young black teenagers in the area to meet targets. And we know that we've had a couple of young black men who have been framed wrongfully. One was 210 years, got sentenced to 210 years. It took him 20 years to be exonerated. That was, what's his name, Marvin Anderson. He was only 18 when he was convicted of sodomy and rape and robbery. We also had Stephen Simmons. He was cleared after 40 years. Now, where am I going with this? The video that I was sent, because we have stop and search. We have so many things that affect black people negatively, that when I realised that this Polish guy wore a black mask, black theatrical mask, to clear a series of crimes, I found it quite disturbing. Now, like I said, I know it's old news, but I hadn't heard of it before. You may not have heard it before, so I'm sharing it with you.
We show you surveillance photos like these all the time, and maybe you recognize the person in the video, but your eyes can deceive you, even about your own child.
Yeah, that's really true. And tonight, we actually show you a stunning local case that will make you scratch your head a little bit and wonder if what you just saw was indeed real.
And it also illuminates what prosecutors say is a real problem. Eyewitness accounts. They say they're so unreliable, they may just be the worst kind of evidence. In 2010, he held up multiple tri-state banks, and the surveillance video hit probably every newscast in Cincinnati.
It's something you would see in a Hollywood movie. I don't think any of us have seen anybody do anything like this. That's not true.
This is the bank robber.
We believe to be an African-American male.
Hamilton County Prosecutor Joe Dieter says people were convinced they knew this guy.
We had it on video.
They pointed at the same guy, the same house. They were sure it was this man.
Put out a Crime Stoppers tip, and we got about 5 or 6, 7 phone calls. I know that guy. He lives on this street. He lives in this particular house. And when the detectives went to that house, they knocked on the door. His mom answered it. She said, "I know why you're here. I just saw on television my son robbing a bank."
This is that woman's son. Take a look. He looks incredibly like the guy in the surveillance video. Police took the son, whose identity we were not given, into custody. Then they got a call from another woman who said they had the wrong guy, that it was her boyfriend who robbed the bank, and this is her boyfriend, Conrad Zdzierak.
Actual perpetrator was white as could be. He had bought a theatrical mask from Beverly Hills, which cost a few $1,000s, and it's very lifelike, and he had it on, and it looks like the guy they called Crime Stoppers about.
I mean, his mom said.
His mother said it.
He did it.
He did it. It looked just like her son.
Sunglasses covered Zdzierak's blue eyes. Gloves covered his hands.
That just tells you don't believe what you see all the time, because you could be dead wrong.
Thing is that supposing his girlfriend had never called up and said that her son, her partner, was the real culprit. I mean, that mother who identified her son as committing a crime would have done all that time in prison. I mean, if I was that woman's son, I would have been so upset that she didn't have more faith in me. I know people can look like other people, but you kind of know what your children will do. And I know that if the police came and said my daughter did A or B, I'd say no. I know she would do C, but she wouldn't do A and B. You kind of know your children. So I'm quite disappointed. You know, we have people who kind of emulate us all the time. You know, you've got white people now, the tanning and getting browner and browner. They're Botox, putting Botox in their lips to make them thick like ours. And they're wearing weaves and all sorts. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. But when you're imitating somebody to commit a crime, and you know that it's because of the stereotype while you'll get away with it, you're actually evading arrest by changing your identity completely into something totally different ethnicity. I understand there was an Ethiopian bloke. I mean, I guess this Polish guy gave him the idea, because this happened five years later in 2015. I think it's Solomon Zemichael Teklia. He was wearing a white mask and committing crimes. So it's true, you can't, there's this perception that certain people commit crimes, and if these people are white but they're wearing black masks, it is going to distort the figures and the perception of who the criminal is. And that's what I find alarming. I find it really alarming. All we've got to do is find a few people who've got this crazy idea to do the same thing, and we're up shit creek without a paddle. So I find it really, really disturbing. I mean, like I said, it's only been brought to my attention today, and I guess, we live in little old England, so we don't really get to hear all of this stuff. But I find it still relevant, especially with the stop and search, the reintroduction of the sus law, the framing of young black boys and all that kind of stuff. And to have this added on, I just find it a bit, not nice at all. Anyway, I'm sure I might get some comments, I may not, but if there's anything you'd like to say, I'd love to hear from you. Okay then, take care now, bye bye.